For as long as horror movies have existed, wrestling's been there to rip them off. There have been wrestling vampires, leather faces, and of course, yetis. But except maybe for Japan, no other wrestling culture has stolen from movie monsters over the years quite like Memphis. Here's just one example. You probably know of Freddy Krueger, the razor-gloved dream stalker who debuted in Nightmare on Elm Street in 1984. Within a few years, Freddy became a pop culture phenomenon, spawning a wave of merchandise, which is pretty impressive for a character whose origin story involved him being a child molester and a murderer who was burned to death by a vigilante mob of angry parents. Enter Nightmare Freddy, who is played by Doug Gilbert, the brother of Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Traditionally, Jerry Lawler fought every new monster in the territory, but this time in the late 80s they deviated from the formula, as Freddy was actually brought in as a babyface to partner with the King. Maybe it was something about that origin story of his that warmed Jerry up to him. Freddy's moveset was comprised of punching, no-selling, lots of jumping around for some reason, and the claw hold as his finisher. Doesn't seem as effective without that trademark glove, but I guess we're supposed to imagine it's there. I don't know, wouldn't a sleeper hold have been a good finish for him too?
1, 2, Freddy's coming after you.
Because Memphis loves them some hokey shit in their wrestling, Freddy caught on big with the fans, and soon a litany of other horror characters were brought in to capitalize. Here you can see Jason Voorhees tripping his way into the fans' hearts to team with Freddy against Frankenstein and the Wolfman, who are really into each other here, apparently. I can't understand how this gimmick lasted for more than 1 week. I get that Memphis is small potatoes, but I mean, look at this guy. At no point did Gilbert or the company seem to make any effort to make a trademark-safe version of the monster. This is pretty blatant even for Memphis. If this took place in any other ring, you can bet Wes Craven would have thrown the book at them. Arachnoman didn't even last as long. In fact, those legal worries cost Freddy his biggest mainstream opportunity ever. Remember when Doug Gilbert took part in the 1996 Royal Rumble match? Of course you don't, but it happened. Anyway, he won his spot in the match after winning a battle royal in the USWA, but under the mask as Freddy. For obvious reasons, Gilbert wrestled in the Rumble match as himself. Maybe that's why he committed the unprofessional act of arriving to the venue late that day. Like the character he's based on, Nightmare Freddy still has a bit of a cult following. He got a lot of work in Japan and made an in-ring appearance for Absolute Intense Wrestling as recently as 2015. Who knows when we'll see him invade our dreams next, because after all, the ring is his world and we can never leave.
Hear the happy beat dancing to the beat of the thread.